Hi. Okay. So, hello, my fellow comic book collectors. This is part two. Actually, I tried to do a live stream earlier, like a few seconds ago, but it didn't really work. So I kind of wanted to just refilm it, and I'm starting over. So this is part two. It's yeah, me having fun with playing with live streams. I'm not always the greatest at live streams, but I am going to try to show some cool books in this video. Actually, a whole bunch of really cool things came in the mail today, which I'm going to show. So I order Zombie Tramp every month, and I actually have like a cool bunch of Zombie Tramps that came in. Like I'm going to show you all the non-risque versions because there's always the not safe for work version, and then there's the normal version. So I have both, but I'm just going to show the normal ones. I kind of filtered out all the not so safe for work ones. So I'm going to show some. Nobody's watching, but I like these books. I'm going to show them anyway. So here it is. This is Zombie Tramp number 58. These are all Zombie Tramp number 58, and I got them signed. They're signed by Dan Mendoza, who's the creator of Zombie Tramp. So this is like sort of like the evil clown one. And then we got kind of like almost like the original style of Jenny Bell and Zombie Tramp. She had that sort of red bra with little frills on it. So yeah, and yeah, she's like eating a whole bunch of guys. So this is like Zombie Tramp. So I'm just going to show you all. Like my order of Zombie Tramp. I do like he does a Kickstarter. Actually, his Kickstarters make a ton of money. He usually gets funded within a few minutes of starting his Kickstarters. Dan Mendoza, when he does Zombie Tramps, he'll make like 100 or 200 or maybe even $300,000 on a Kickstarter, and you know it's just because it's sexy art. That's why people buy it, and I like Zombie Tramp. It's kind of fun. It's it's not like the most profound read of all time, but I like the covers, and the stories are kind of silly. So yes, this is Zombie Tramp. Hey, Candlestick, thanks for coming. So yeah, so I'm going to be showing a bunch of Zombie Tramp at first here, but then there's going to be other stuff. It's just Zombie Tramp order came in. So basically, I ordered all the covers. I just said, hey, I'll get them all. And that's one of the options you have. So I got all the covers, and so these are. Oh, hi Jacob. And so yeah, I kind of like these Zombie Tramp covers. This one kind of reminds me of Nightmare Before Christmas. I don't know, it kind of reminds me of that. And then we got this one. And let's keep on flipping through these. There's a whole bunch of them. So these would like, there's always like a normal version. This is the normal version, but there's also the risque version. So I'm not showing the risque versions, keeping this channel PG, but these are pretty sexy regardless. So, and I got some more Zombie Tramp. I don't know. I forget all the different artists. Like he gets like a whole bunch of different artists to do the covers. It'll say like this is Cheeto, for example. He has that kind of style. I actually have some other comics with his artwork in it that are kind of cool. But yeah, so these are. Then we got this one's really great. Forgot who the artist is. Can't read the signature. If you can read that, I'm impressed. So it's just Zombie Tramp. And I thought this one was kind of fun. Kind of like the red carpet, but more of a gory version. so yeah. And so I'm almost done Zombie Tramp, so don't worry. If you're not into Zombie Tramp, I don't blame you, but it's I like Zombie Tramp. I'm not bad. I'm just drawn that way. That's a very Jessica Rabbit kind of thing. And then we got this one, and then there's variants to these things. So there's like the one where she's now a zombie. And I also got I finished off the collection of Psycho Baby Sad Girl Psycho Baby, number 4. I had number 1. I just didn't have the other issues, so I figured, hey, I might as well pick up all the remaining issues. I actually read it before doing the stream, and it was yeah, it's like a very so-so story, but yeah. This one is requiring censoring. Okay, I'm going to show you this one just because I like the cover. So here. That's me censoring it. So yeah, so that's that one. Okay, so earlier today, I was doing the Q&A, and somebody asked me, and hopefully they'll catch this in the later video. Mike Swintel was asking me about anime covers in Marvel and DC. And I didn't understand what he meant. I was thinking anime more like anime from like Japan, that sort of style. But what he really meant was, I believe, was the animation books, like where there was the crossover between Looney Tunes and DC, for example. And I have one example of that where you got like Catwoman, and it's kind of like this Looney Tunes crossover. I actually have a bunch of ones where there's the Looney Tune crossovers. My favorite is actually Starfire, where it's like Pepe Le Pew, and it's a really great cover. I don't know where I put it though. I'm trying to find it. And then there's another one with the Joker and Daffy Duck, but this is Catwoman and Tweety Bird. So I just think it's kind of cute. And there was some animation crossovers in in Marvel, where Disney crossed over with Marvel. So I have actually the complete collection, but I only have 2 handy. This is like Goofy doing the Incredible Hulk. I think these are kind of fun. Yeah, homage covers to like the original Incredible Hulk. I think these are all Spider-Man books, if I'm not mistaken, which is really weird. I don't know why they have like Infinity Gauntlet, but it's actually Spider-Man comics. So this is like the Avengers and the Infinity Gauntlet. Nice George Perez homage. So those are like the ones I had handy. I couldn't find the rest. I didn't have enough time to really search through my collection and pull out all the books, but there's some really good ones. There's a Fantastic Four homage that's like really, really great, to Fantastic Four #1, and then there's there's an homage to Avengers #1 as well, which I had both of those, but I have no idea where I put them. So, but there is one more homage that's going to be coming in. That what I'm going to show is what I actually bought today. So I'm going to show you what I got today. I'm gonna have to move things around a bit. So I got like 3 bags, and these are almost like mystery bags. Oh, how do you feel about Disney and its politics in the news now? Not happy. Disney is just too woke. I don't like the wokeness of Disney. It's sad. It makes me sad. I used to love Disney as a kid, so I want them to kind of go back to entertaining people rather than indoctrinating people. So that's my opinion on Disney. I love Disney though. Ultimately, I just want them to find their way again. So I'm going to show you one bag. This is all so I hadn't gone to the local comic shop for a few weeks. So I had like a crazy pull list. So one more big bag and another bag, 3 bags of comics that I picked up today. And I'm going to show you what I picked up. This is the stuff. This is the modern books that I pick up. I'm not really a modern collector, but I do pick up some books if it has like a sexy girl on the cover. That's usually my criteria. It's pretty sad, but that's my criteria. I just thought, and sometimes I like just fun comics. So this is Jeff. I just thought this looked kind of cute. So I don't know. So some of these are going to be just sort of random books. Then we got Daredevil. This is a Daniel Cho cover. Or is it Chu or Cho? I think it's Cho. Cho. Okay. And yeah, so Warner Brothers has gone woke as well. Yeah, pretty much. So Warner Brothers, yeah, pretty pretty much most of the major movie companies have kind of gone that way. I kind of want them to find their way again and, make movies that have real people in them. I actually want women to be in movies more nowadays. I feel like movies nowadays, that's my big complaint. That's like my thing that I kind of repeat a lot, that I wish there was more women in movies. And people are like, well, the movies are dominated by women now. But if you look at movies, there is no women in the movies. There are women who are these perfect, there's women playing men. Basically, that's what they are. Like if you look at Captain Marvel, if you look at any of the movies that came out, like Black Panther, Shuri is just, it's a woman playing a man. And it's pretty much, that's how all female characters are like in movies nowadays, where women are not acting like women. I don't know any women that act like that. Like women should be, acting like women, like be seductive, be like sexy, be kind of fun. They don't have to be the strongest person, smartest person, most perfect person. So I just kind of want women to be normal, and I just want there to be romance between men and women back in movies as well. I don't see that anymore. You see lots of romance between two women or two men, but no women and men getting together anymore. And I just think it's really sad. I kind of miss that. So I kind of want movies to kind of go back to normal, like, something that people would watch again. I just thought this was a cool cover. I think this just came out. This is Superman #4, and that's what's her name, Livewire. I think it's Livewire. I'm pretty sure it's Livewire. And then we got Edge of Spider-Verse #7. It's Superboy, Spider-Boy. I keep on saying Superboy, Spider-Boy. So these are all the modern books that I picked up. I just love the covers on these ones. These are Last Barbarians. I just think the covers are great. I haven't really, I think I read the first one. I thought it was okay. Kind of like Conan-like. And then this one is, I believe this is the same guy that did Ice Cream Man, which his stuff is sort of hit or miss. I find some of the stories are kind of cool, but so this is a book of necessary monsters. Thought it might be interesting. And go back to the golden age of Warner Brothers and get rid of David Zaslav. Yes. Yeah, I kind of agree with that one. Zaslav. Get rid of David. So yeah. And this is another one. This was kind of sexy. A little zombie action going on there. Zombies and good girl. I don't know. I collect the lamest things. And then we got Fearless Dawn, the bomb. And she's like riding the bomb. That's sort of like the typical thing, the girl riding the bomb and kind of doing the bomb thing. And then they just recently came out with a bunch of Disney ones where I think it's Dynamite. Dynamite got the rights to like do Scar, and now they're doing Maleficent, and so yeah. Yeah, so like Ice Cream Man has like the first one, like I read the first, like I think 6 or 7 issues of Ice Cream Man, and I found that the stories would start off really, really cool, and then it just wouldn't necessarily have the landing. It just wouldn't stick the landing. I found that the stories would end kind of weakly. I don't know, or just not end with any particular ending. I don't know. So I found Ice Cream Man a little bit hit or miss, I would say. So yeah, and then we got Dawn of DC. This is Catwoman 55. And it's like some Heritage Month thing. So we've got some more. This is what's Batgirl's 18. I thought this was a really great cover. This is Avengers. As you can see, like if you kind of look at the covers, you can sort of guess the kind of books that I buy. I like these good girl art covers. So this is Avengers #1 with a nice Scarlet Witch cover. I just really like that. And then I figured, hey, why not get Avengers #1, just the A cover? It's just the regular A cover. And another series that just recently came out, I picked up #1 as well. This is Linsner. Linsner cover. It's like 007. Another company, another thing that Dynamite got the rights to publish. So you know, I like Linsner stuff. His stuff's really great. So I'll pick up his covers generally. So then another artist that I really like is Jenny Frison. So I thought this was a really great Harley Quinn cover. So Harley Quinn #30. I just thought it was a really great cover. I mean, this is kind of so typical Jenny Frison style. Like, you know, she's sort of almost like a one-trick pony a bit, but I kind of like her trick. And then we got Green Arrow #2. And I'm not sure if these are new characters or what. I'm not really familiar with a lot of the Green Arrow characters, to tell you the truth. And then we had there was a David Nakayama cover as well. So these are all like, these ones just came out this week, or today actually. These all came out just today. And this is Dawn Attack. I don't know what Dawn Attack is, but it has like almost like a Frazetta looking like cover. I'm not sure who did the cover, but it looks really cool. It just kind of reminds me of Frazetta a little bit. Sure, who did it, but yeah. So really cool. It's supposed to have like a Frank Frazetta look to it, because it's Frank Frazetta's Dawn Attack. And then I got this, which is a reprint. Now this one I actually got for a very specific reason. Today, I actually bought this book, the original. So it's coming, I have to pay installments on it actually. For the next 5 months, I'll be making installments on this book, but you'll see the original of this book in a future unboxing, much more in the future, like more like 5 months from now in the future level. But I figured, hey, I'll get this, I can read it, and that'll be fun. Okay, so that's the first bag. And this is just the ones that I bought from today. Yeah, huge book. It's actually a really nice copy. It's going to be a 7.0. So it's a fairly high grade copy that's going to be coming. It is restored. That's how I could afford it. The funny thing is, a 7.0 restored is cheaper than a 0.5. So I was thinking, if I removed all the restoration, probably even at the worst, it would grade at a 4. So it doesn't even make sense. Like I never understood how restoration, why it's so cheap compared to like blue labels. But you know, I don't mind. I'll take the win, where I get a nice looking book and get it for cheaper, like $10,000 cheaper than a 0.5, which is just so crazy. But yeah, so that's that one. I feel bad for Miss Marvel, aka Captain Marvel. Her comics have been sucking, and the actor who plays her is bad, and she's not allowed to be sexy anymore. I totally agree. No, the funny thing is, I like Scott Pilgrim. Okay, so I recommend, if you haven't watched Scott Pilgrim, go out and watch Scott Pilgrim. Now, in Scott Pilgrim, Brie Larson is in it. Like, so she's, you know, she's a sexy kind of girl in it, and she's kind of fun, and it's just you actually kind of like, at the end of it, you kind of like, oh, Brie Larson's kind of awesome. And then when she was in Captain Marvel, she's terrible. She's terrible. It was just so yeah. So the part of the restoration was not trimming, it was pieces added. That's the thing. So probably what happened was, a lot of the time with comics, they will get like, you know, chipping or something like that, but some people keep the chips and then they kind of maybe reattach them with tape or whatever. That's the kind of restoration that happened. So it's like small pieces added, and it's not like a really big deal. I think there's also cover reinforcement is done as well, where they put like almost like a paper, like a rice paper or something like that, to reinforce the cover, things like that. Okay. Scott Pilgrim is Canadian, gives me headaches. Or oh, comic mag musings. Oh, you got to learn to love Canada. I think you've missed out in life. You got to spend more time in Canada. You know, I'll inject maple syrup right into your veins, and then you'll feel much better. So yeah, do you have the first appearance of Kid Flash, the fastest boy alive? Yes, I do actually. I have his first appearance. I have no idea where it is, but it's somewhere in this room. So I do have that book, but I don't know where it is. I have to sort out things. It's in here. It's just one of those things that needs sorting out. I'm still. What happens with me? And I know this sounds like an excuse, and it's really bad on me. But what happens is I start to sort things out. I really do. I really, I put things in a good place. I'm like, oh, these are all the Batman books. I put them all together, have it all sorted out. And then I put all my Wonder Woman books together. Oh, they're all sorted out, and I'm really great. And then what happens is I buy a bunch of books. It gets all disorganized. And then I do a video where I pull out books from random places. And then it just becomes a big mess again. So it's, I feel like one step forward, 20 steps back kind of level. So a lot of the time I'm searching for my books because I have no idea half the time where they are. Okay, so I'm going to show you some more books. Actually, a lot of these books that I showed are okay. One second, I'll answer this first. Where did you find the Detect 38? Well, the Detect 38 actually found me. It was the other way around. It's not that I went out and searched for it. It was definitely a book that was on my radar and one that I actually bid on a couple of times and totally lost. I actually bid on a 0.5. But what happened was there was a person that I've interviewed, Stray Flexing, and basically he knows that I buy big books. I'm actually just finished paying him for a bunch of big books that he's going to be sending me. And he's like, hey, I have this Detective 38. Would you be interested in it? Well, and I was like, yeah, but it's a lot of money. And he was like, well, I can be flexible. He's really willing to work with me. So he's being flexible. That's the name, Stray Flexing, maybe. I don't know, flexible. So he basically worked with me to help me get that book. So that's how I got it. So Stray Flexing was the guy that helped me find that book and get it. Okay, so I'm going to show you a really good series. This is a modern book. Actually, I'm way behind on the reading on it, but it is a really good series, Saga. Just a really interesting series. I think I'm up to like 20 or 30 issue number 30 or so, 20 or 30, somewhere in there. And this is like, I forgot what, this is like 64. So I'm like way behind on the reading on this one, but I still get them because I do enjoy the series. So I think it's really well written. It's Brian K. Vaughan who did the writing. I think he is like one of the really good modern artists, writers, I should say. The funny thing is, I find he's a bit woke, which is kind of funny. Even though I always complain about wokeness and all this kind of stuff, but he actually is a good writer. So I can be forgiving of that when it's a good writer. This is just another one I picked up, King Kong. I liked King Kong. And this kind of recreates my favorite scene in King Kong. So if you watch the original King Kong, the scene where he has the girl in his hand and she's like kind of like, looks very vulnerable and kind of cute. I kind of like that scene. I just think it's a really great scene. And I actually liked even the way that they did it in the more recent King Kong movie, where she kind of dances and tries to entertain him and tries to be silly. And I always thought that was a great scene. The King Kong holding the girl in his hand. Ray. whatever her name is, the original girl. And then another one I'm actually trying to find this. My friend Mark Oldroyd, he was basically going on about this series. This is called Serial, and it's about a girl who hunts pedophiles. She should just go to Hollywood. Just joking. But yeah, so she dresses as a little kid and basically sets up dates with these pedophiles and murders them. So that's what the story is about. I found the issue number 2, but yeah. So I've been trying to find that run because Mark Oldroyd recommended it. I remember your interview with Stray Flexing, and he showed off my all-time grail book, a motion picture funnies #1. Yeah, that's to me like the biggest grail of all time, even more so than Action Comics 1, just because of the fact that it is more scarce than Action Comics #1, and it's just one of those, books that you never see. It's just that cool of a book. And it is the first Submariner and stuff like that, which is kind of cool. So yeah, I was excited to be able to hold that book in my hands for even just a few moments. So yeah. Okay, so another one I like is Elvira. I was a big Elvira fan. I really liked her TV series where she basically talk about movies, and it was like, she'd show like some old movie and she'd kind of talk over it and stuff like that. I always thought it was fun. And I think this is a really great, bit sexy photo cover of her. And then we got, it's not just the regular cover. Another series, I really like the B covers on this series are Bunny Man, Man Goat and Bunny Man. Always the B covers are these sexy kind of pinup style covers. I pick it up for that. I read the first few issues and it was so. It was so. So then we got Vampirella, a character that I really like. Actually, I would say she's my all-time favorite character, Vampirella. I was really big fan of Vampirella from the Warren publication series. So that's Project versus Superpowers. So this is the other cover of that. And then we got some more Man, Goat, and Bunny Man. So yeah. So just lots of sexy covers. That's sort of the theme with my shopping. And then we got Maleficent. So it's sort of weird. I get these extremely kind of sexy covers, and then I get these cartoon books. I'm like almost bipolar in my shopping. So yeah, so Maleficent. And I thought this one was a really cool cover. This is Cinderella. This is from Zenescope. This is number 2 of Queen of Hearts. And I think their stuff's kind of fun. And then we got this one I thought was really great cover too. So it looks like she's in an insane asylum almost. And then, who knows what's going on? I don't know. It's like interesting cover. And then we got another one of those, what's it called? Bomber ones. It's just another. I think this is a really great cover though. And we got another Elvira. And I like this one because it has all the different Draculas on it. Like, you got like Vincent Price and I don't know. You got the one from the Monsters. Just all the different vampires of all time kind of thing. All the different versions of Vampirella. So it's just sort of fun. I don't know. I really like that. Hey, Pop Comics. Steve Mannon. Yeah, I love his art too. So, by the way, everyone that's watching, can you guys do me a small favor and go over to Pop Walks, okay? And that's Pop Comics' other channel, and subscribe to it. You don't have to watch anything. You don't have to watch his videos, but they are fun. I recommend watching them. but go over and sub Pub Walks, okay, his other channel, and we got to get him to 1,000 subscribers. He's got to monetize that channel. So if you can, just go over to his channel and subscribe to Pop Walks. So that's my shout out to Pop Comics, because he's a great guy and he definitely deserves the subscription. Like, yeah. So yeah. So yeah. Yeah. So then we got Captain America, Sentinel of Liberty. I don't know. Does anyone know who this character is? I've never seen this character before. She's like kind of in like a Spider-Man pose, and she at the same time kind of looks like I don't know who it is. So I was kind of wondering if anyone knew. I just thought it was a cool cover, and I thought maybe is it a new character? I don't know. So anyone know that this character? Tell me. I'd be curious. Oh yeah. So here's the link. Okay, so go to that. Please, everybody, go over, subscribe to his channel. Well, don't do it do it after this live stream, but or do it like in a second tab. But go over and subscribe to that channel because we got to get him to 1,000 subscribers. Yeah, it's important. Okay, and I was talking about Ice Cream Man earlier. Well, this is more Ice Cream Man. I just thought this was a really crazy cover. I just thought it was really interesting. I don't know. Really kind of like a work of art, in my opinion. What do you guys think? I don't know. I really like this cover. Okay. And then we got, these are all in my pull box. Yeah. My pull box is sexy girls. It's like a really funny pull box. Then David Nakayama. And these were in the dollar bin. Yeah, these next ones. I don't know anything about this. I just thought they looked interesting. Shop. I don't know anything about it, but it looked interesting. So I figure I'll check it out. And Shock Stop number 2. And Shock Shop. Wow, that's actually almost a alliteration. Yeah, hard tongue twister. Shock Shop number 1. Okay, and then I guess this is the other cover of that. And a series that I just pick up every time is Tarot. Every time they release a new issue, I get it. So Tarot, I really like. Really fun. I enjoy it. So that over there. Then we got a whole bunch of Dejah Thoris. This is number 3. I don't know. Like they keep on coming out with new series. It's almost annoying. I just wish they would stick with one series and just let the number go right up to 1 million. I don't know, but they always seem to come out with a new series, so it's a little hard to follow which one is what. Again, this is Linsner. I really like Linsner's art. I think he's great. So then we got. Well, some of these I don't know the name of the artists, so yeah. So basically, I get all the different covers for Dejah Thoris. So, okay. Okay, so then we got Harley Quinn. And then we got some Shadow clones. I don't know. Spider-Gwen and Shadow clones. And then we got Silk, number 1. This looks like an homage to the first appearance of Gwen Stacy. Kind of the way the spider is done. I think that's what it is. And which is an Amazing Spider-Man. Is it 33 or something like that? Somewhere in there. Okay. And then the last book of the modern books that I picked up was the New Avengers. This is another one of these Disney crossover kind of comics, so it's really cool. And my friend that I just did a live stream with yesterday's on, another guy that you got to sub his channel up is Hello Comics and Pop Culture People. Yeah, so this is Big B McFly, the comic guy. Just another great channel and community member. What are your top 5 copper and bronze comics that you're still looking for? So one of them would be Cerebus number 1, would be definitely one of the big books that I'm looking for. And that would be probably the only really big one that I'm looking for the Bronze Age. Actually, that'd be copper. That'd be considered copper. That's actually, no, it's bronze. Yeah, it's Bronze Age. So that'd be the big one that I'm looking for. Another one that I'm looking for is, I think it's considered Copper Age, would be the first appearance of Savage Dragon, which is in kind of this weird book that was very low printed and just almost printed by hand level. That's another book that I'm looking for. So those are the two big books that I'm looking for. Other three I can't even think of because those I pretty much had most of the big books from the Copper and Bronze Age. So like that was something I really focused on maybe 5 years ago, where I really kind of went after all those major keys. So now I pretty much have all the ones that I would have wanted for those eras. Now I'm more focused really on the Golden Age. There are a few books in the Silver Age that I still want to get, which are like early ASM. So I'd like to get a few early issues of Spider-Man. Like I'd like to complete the run of 1 through 10 of Spider-Man. I'm only missing like three or four issues within that. And they're not even the big issues. So that's the kind of weird thing. It's all the non-keys that I'm missing. Hey, Lady Pop Hunter, another great channel. Thanks for coming. And have you been collecting pulps at all? Actually, if you watched yesterday's video, I picked up 2 pulps. So I picked up a couple pulps. I'll show you them. They're right next to me. So here's a couple pulps. So I only like what I do. Like, so pulps, I would never read a pulp. Tell you the truth. I'm being honest. I'm being super honest. I'd never read a pulp. I'd never bother reading them because I just, not because they don't have great stories in them. They probably have amazing stories in them. I just don't like the feeling of opening up. They're just, it's like the paper quality just bothers me. I'm not a big fan of the pulp print, but I do love the covers. And I generally will go after these really cool Good Girl art covers. So yeah. Yeah. And then this is the other one I picked up. So Startling Stories. Okay. But I actually picked up a bunch of pulps recently. So there's more coming in the mail. Hey, Big B, happy birthday. Okay. Wait, it was Big B's birthday like a couple weeks ago. Okay. So hopefully. And David's here too. Artwork that is, yeah, on that is excellent. Thanks. Yeah, I that's what I was really going for. I just, I kind of love these like Good Girl art covers. I just think they're great. Some of the other ones that I picked up, actually, one of the ones I was super lucky. So there are some pulps that are really expensive, and one of the pulps that that is super expensive are ones with robot covers, especially robot kind of grabbing a girl kind of covers. And so I was looking at this one. It was just amazing, a really awesome cover, and it was like $1,200. It's like, oh my goodness! I was like, for a pulp, that's like really crazy. So, but somebody had listed another one, lower grade, and it was like, $1 starting bid. So I bid on it and I won it for like 40-50 bucks, something like that. So I was pretty happy about that. So it's a pretty major book. It's coming in the mail. You'll see that in a future unboxing. Yes, you're right. We talked about his birthday, which I forgot to say happy birthday to him on his birthday, but I kind of made it up later. So yeah, yes, his birthday was last week. So everybody, happy birthday to Big B, or Brian, whatever you want to call him, and just a really great guy. Do you have any Green Llama pulps? No, I don't. Actually, I've been trying. You know what the funny thing is with Green Llama, like way back when, there was a warehouse find of Green Llamas. So you could pick up Green Llamas fairly cheaply. But every time when I go to bid on a green llamas, somebody always outbids me at the last second. So I've bid on like maybe about 4 or 5 green llamas, like, and every time I've lost. I don't have any in my collection because I just never can win when they come up. So that being the comics, the pulps, I didn't buy any of the pulps either. So just something weird about Green Llama. I really love the Weird Tales series of pulps. It's been picking up a few of those lately. Yeah, I have a few of the Weird Tales. Like the Brundage ones are the ones that people want from the Weird Tales. I'd like to get those, but I can never seem to find those. They're really hard to find, and they're generally pretty expensive. But Weird Tales is definitely an awesome title for the amazing covers. Got another Guerrilla Army comic cover. They're fighting the U.S. Navy. Oh, that sounds cool. That sounds cool. I like guerrilla covers. They're kind of cool. They can be, you know. Actually, I've been picking up a lot of the what's it called, the Planet of the Apes covers that they've been doing lately. So yeah. Okay, so I have one more. One sec here. People are asking me stuff, and okay, I'm trying to keep up with the chat. So just bear with me. I'm trying to keep up. You've talked about Stackery in the past. Does it allow you to buy books on eBay who don't ship internationally? Yes, that's what I use them for. So what was happening? Okay, just so you know, one of the big things that inspired me to use Stackery was I had won an auction for Fantastic Four #5, the first appearance of Doctor Doom. And I was so excited. I was thrilled to win this big book. And I won it for a great price. It was like a 3.0, and I won it for, I think it was like $1,800. So really great price, great book. I went to pay for it. The guy saw that I was in Canada, and he refused to ship the book to Canada. And he actually canceled the auction. He canceled the winning bid thing. And so I missed out on the book. I didn't get it. So I was really upset about that. And I didn't want to have that happen again in the future. So I basically set up Stackery. And I set my settings in eBay to shipping like that. My preferred address is the US. And so basically whenever people see me on eBay, it looks like I'm a US customer. So that's one of my tricks, where you can get free shipping that way. You can get so many benefits if you buy as an American rather than as a Canadian or as an international person. So that's the way I buy stuff on eBay, is I pretend to be an American. So, Desert Island, what 5 graphic novels did you take? Oh, which ones do I take? Graphic novels. Probably I would take The Watchmen. I think that's a really cool one. I was talking about in the earlier video today, the largest book. I would take that book, which is the complete collection of One Piece. It's just like this massive book. I'd take that just because it would give me something to read for a long, long time. I would probably pick like something like a bunch of omnibuses, like, you know, of maybe Fantastic Four, X-Men, Spider-Man as the other 3 books to pick. Maybe Batman as well, actually. Yes, got the Suicide Chapel book. Get the Suicide Chapel book. Okay. I have to finish my walk chat soon. Okay. Thanks, Pop. And you gotta come on my channel. We're gonna do that interview. We've been talking about it for a long, long time. So come on my channel sometime later. Okay, bye for now. For him. Not for you guys. You guys, I have one more bag to show. So I have one more bag. This is okay. So what happened was I was at the comic shop today, and the funny thing is the comic shop that I go to in Ottawa, if you're in Ottawa, you can check out this shop, is it's called the Comic Shop number 2. That's the name of the shop. It's the comic shop number 2. And it's a good shop. It's like it's a big store, and it's very well kept. And that's where I buy all these modern comics. And I was talking to them about a couple back issues that I missed out on that I'd like to pick up. And they said, well, we actually have comic shop number 1. That's so unoriginal names. And they said, hey, you can go there, and they have back issues. So I said, okay, I'll go there. So so it was like a 20-30 minute drive. It was like in the middle of, like, it's in Nepean, if you're familiar with Ottawa. And I decided to, hey, I'll go over there, pick up some books. So yeah, so I picked up, just a small number of books. And let's see. I'm looking to you, Pop. Okay. And you can always ship books to me. I'll hold it. I'll hold on to it for you. Oh, that's very nice of you, Lady Pop Hunter. Oh, hey, Epoch. You're up late. This is like, it's really late for him. He's like 6 hours, I think it's difference. 6 hours difference. So yeah. So Epoch, another great channel. I like his stuff. Okay, so these are the books that I picked up. Some of these are still modern, and some of them are like back issues, further back. So I didn't get this book. This is the one with the Spider Boy first appearance. And it's also kind of like an homage to the one with the Hobgoblin, where the Hobgoblin's ripping Spider-Man in half. I actually like this cover better than the Spider Boy cover, so I kind of wanted to get this one. So they had it for $15. 15 bucks Canadian, which is about 10 bucks US. So thought, why not? Okay. And then I was surprised when I saw this, Jungle Comics. This is Antarctic Press. And the Jungle Comics are a very adult book, just so you know. But I kind of like I kind of like those Jungle Comics. And then they had Battle Chasers. So this is actually just Battle Chasers number 6. I might even have this already. I'm not sure, but I just thought, hey, it's Battle Chasers. That's cool. And then they had a bunch of Airboy. I was like, oh, Airboy. That's so cool. So I picked up all the ones with the heap because I have all the early issues. I just didn't have these sort of mid issues. So this is number 27, and it has the heap. Character that actually sort of growing on me. So yeah, this is another heap. The heap is back. This is the first reappearance of the heap in Airboy. So this is number 24. He's actually a Golden Age character. And we got Revenge of the Heap in number 25. So that's the heap right there. The heap is actually considered to be a prototype to both Swamp Thing and Man Thing. So the heap is kind of a major character, kind of an under the radar kind of character, because he's a Golden Age character that was sort of forgotten for a while, and well, Eclipse Comics kind of brought him back. Battle Chasers is rumored to be coming back soon. That's what I heard too. Not a bad series. It's actually a pretty good series. I enjoyed it. I hope it comes back. They've been like, I think it ended with 6 or 7. I forgot what issue number it ended with. But it's been like 5-6 years or 10 years. I don't know how long it's been. I don't know when that came out, but it's been a long time since it's come out again. I don't know why it's taken them so long to come out with the next issue, but I heard that it's coming back. Battle Chasers 10 is out in June. See? Yeah. Oh, wow. So I definitely want to get that. So I got to put that on my pull list. So I got to, oh, shoot. Hopefully I can still put it on my list. Yeah, that's definitely a J. Scott Campbell cover would be awesome too. Yeah, Red Monica. That's the girl that's on the cover. One sec. I think it's it's on the cover, like the B cover for the number 1. I have that. That's just an amazing cover. I see. Yeah, and then the other thing that I thought was really interesting that they had and I got to put these in order, is Adolescent Radioactive Black Belt Hamsters. I just thought this was awesome. I remember this back in the day. Like when is this from? I think this is, this came out kind of around that time when Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was hot, and they're really, you can tell that they're really mimicking and kind of parodying the Ninja Turtles. So I never owned these this series before, but when I saw it for $2, hey, why not? That's $2 Canadian, which is like $1.50 US. So yeah, so that was number 1, and then we got number 2, and number 3, and number 4. Now I did ask the shop, do you have any Golden Age comics? And they were like, no. That was their response. It was like, no. Not even like a long-winded response. It was like, no. So I was like, okay, do you have any, like, and I mentioned a bunch of titles, and they were like, no. It's just like very abrupt. I did try to get some kind of cool back issues, but they really didn't have that much. I was kind of disappointed. So it was really, this is all that I could find out of the shop that I thought was cool. They had a few other books, but for the most part, the pricing was crazy. Like I looked at Fantastic Four number 72, the really cool Silver Surfer cover. I really wanted to get that book, but it was just the price that they had, and it was kind of low grade, and it was a bit iffy. So I decided not to get that one. And then what else did they have? They had a couple others. They had them, it's just sort of minor keys from the Silver Age, but that was about it. So yeah, I failed to tell them that I'm a YouTube celebrity. I'm not a YouTube celebrity, but so I'm not a YouTube celebrity, but I can pretend to be. Yeah. So yeah, nobody recognizes me. So this funny thing is, like, when I'm outside of Canada, people recognize me. When I'm inside of Canada, nobody recognizes me. So it's kind of funny. So yeah, yeah, they didn't really have much. I was kind of disappointed. It was not as good as their shop 2. I actually liked their shop 2 better. So those were all the books that I wanted to show. I did want to show those extra books that I didn't show during the Q&A video that I did earlier. But yeah, I got to throw around that celebrity status. I'm not a celebrity. I'd like to be a celebrity, but I'm not one. Actually, I'm not sure if I really want to be a celebrity. To tell you the truth, is it really that great to be a celebrity? To tell you the truth, people like harassing you and stuff. I don't know. It wouldn't be fun. I just like to be known in the comic community. I think that's really all I really want, just to have that community and like be able to say, oh, I could talk to those kind of cool people. Okay. Do you have the first appearance of Hawkeye and Black Widow? Yes, I have both. Actually, if you bear with me, I can actually grab those fairly easily. I think, one sec here, just bear with me. So I think this box has one of those. We're going to find out if this box is the right box. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So we got second appearance of Black Widow. And this is the origin of the Watcher. Okay, so that's, here, I'll take it out of the plastic. This is Black Widow. And this is the old school kind of Black Widow. This is her second appearance. This is Tales of Suspense 53. And then we got her first appearance, which is Tales of Suspense 52. I kind of like it because, like, she's kind of a very different Black Widow. I'll zoom in so you can see her. Okay. And Hawkeye. Now I gotta find Hawkeye. What qualifies as a celebrity? Is Comic Tom a celebrity? Yes. Yes, he is. And James from Mint Hunter, I would say he would be considered in the comic community. Like there's different levels of celebrity, right? There's like the celebrity, like, Britney Spears or Leonardo DiCaprio or somebody like that. Those are like real celebrities. But within a comic community, I would say Comic Tom and Mint Hunter definitely would be. Gem Mint would be another one who would be considered celebrities within the community. 1 sec here. Now let's see if I can find Hawkeye. Oh. Just happened that I think they're together in the same box. Oh. And if it's not this box, then I have to search. Maybe. Okay, I know what this box is. This is not the right box, but it has cool stuff in it. Just not that cool stuff. Like it has my fire hair in it. I don't know. Randomly fire hair is mixed in here. And then it has my Jane Foster's first appearance. That's kind of cool. And then, so I kind of put these together, like where it's Jane Foster collection. Like this is her as Thor. And then we got Jane Foster as Thor in the continuity, I guess. So yeah, so that was my Jane Foster collection. It was just in the same box as my Black Widow. I don't know why they're mixed together, but that's my organization skills. So yeah, so random books that people ask me to show. I don't know where Hawkeye would be. Just trying to think of where I put Hawkeye. Yeah, I would have to look for that one. That's one that I know where it should be, but where it is might be a different place. Sorry to put you to work, but I love the books that you have shown. Thanks. I do try. If I have it handy, I don't mind grabbing something and showing it, but I just didn't have it. Like the Hawkeye one, I don't have handy. I know where it would be in terms of it's in this area. It's in this area, but in this area, just so you know, is about 500 slabs. So it's like pulling out random boxes to pick the right box. So yeah, you need to equate comic community celebrity to real world counterparts. Yeah, that's the point. So to me, celebrity status is like 10,000 subscribers plus. If you're in that sort of level of being, like a YouTuber, you're kind of at that celebrity status for the comic community, because it's such a small community. That would actually be considered a pretty big number. I'm not near that, so I'm not claiming to be a celebrity. So yeah, but that's my goal. Actually, one of the things when I started this YouTube channel, my children were making fun of me. My children are so brutal. Children are brutal creatures. But they were making fun of me, and they were basically saying, "Oh, you're not cool until you have like 10,000 subscribers." And so that was sort of my goal with this channel, to get to that cool level of status with my children, where they would say, "Oh yes, Daddy is cool. He has a 10,000 subscriber channel." So that's my goal. But yeah, just to be cool with my kids. That's my really lame goal. So yeah, so I don't know. In the same box, actually, the same box had like a whole bunch of cool things. We got the first appearance of Circe, or Cirque. I don't know how you pronounce it. Circe. I think it's Circe. And this is Strange Tales 109. And it's also the, I believe, yeah, Just I was going to say something else, but I was mistaken. I was thinking about something else. And then we got the first appearance of Paste Pot Pete. These are all my Strange Tales. They're all mixed in here. I don't know why. Got first appearance of Paste Pot Pete. He's awesome. They have to make a movie about Paste Pot Pete. I think, you know, he's just like, what were they thinking kind of characters? Like his superpower is glue. It's just like such an awesome character. Okay, and then we got I don't know. I actually like Miss Minutes as a character. This is the Miss Minutes variant cover. I don't know. I was kind of, that was the one part I liked about the Thor, the Loki TV series, was the whole Miss Minutes explaining the thing. It just, there's something nostalgic about it, the way it was done. So I enjoyed that one part of the Loki series. So I kind of liked that character, Miss Minutes. That's Miss Minutes. And then we got a really great cover of Eternity. So yeah, this is like, oh, so wait. My son is blown away by my subscriber count. He can't believe that many people care anything about what I say. That's the way I feel, actually, even with my channel. Like, you know, it's cool that you have, like, when you get above a certain number and like, you're like, wow, there's like a few hundred people that want to watch the random things that we say. It's always fun. It is ego boost, to say the least. I'm not saying like it's hopefully not going to go to my head or anything, but it is definitely an ego boost when you get like people watching your videos. And I think one of the things, and I'm curious, if I should have asked you this yesterday, as a YouTuber, do you kind of find yourself checking your subscribers? Oh, did I get more subscribers today? Like that kind of like you know, curiosity, where you just want to see your subscriber count go up and your view count go up, and you know, that sort of I don't know, that reinforcement that you get from knowing that people are enjoying your content. So that's always I don't know, it's a big joy for me, that I see, you know, new people subscribing to the channel, new people engaging with me, new people leaving comments. I really enjoy that. One of the fun things about, you know, doing YouTube, actually. You know, I always, like, whenever I do anything in life, I always try to do it with full gusto. That's kind of my style. That's why I'm one of the few channels, like not to brag, I'm not trying to brag here or anything, but I'm one of the few channels that post out every day. Like, I religiously post out videos because I really do want to do this with full effort, where I can really, you know, put out something that's really going to engage people, that's going to be interesting and educational and all that kind of stuff. And I just want to build that community and that interest. And I really, you know, that's kind of one of my things. The other thing that was in the same box, just because I don't want to babble too much about random things, was my Fire Hair collection. So if you're not familiar, this is Fire Hair. And she's actually a really interesting Golden Age character. Sort of one of those ones where she was like a pioneer, you know, going out into the you know, going out west, and her wagon, you know, caravan was attacked by Indians, and she was left as an orphan, basically. And another Indian tribe, a good Indian tribe, raised her and made her like a brave soldier kind of thing. So, you know, she's like now fighting for the rights of, fighting to protect the natives and fighting against bad guys, basically. So yeah, it's very cool. This is a Maurice Whitman cover. Maurice Whitman is kind of one of the great artists from the Golden Age. So yeah. So that's, I just recently got the last issue that I needed to complete my Fire Hair collection. So I actually now have the complete collection of Fire Hair. All of her titles. And this is another Fire Hair. Fire Hair #1. Not bad cover. You know, this is, I think this is Lubbers, Rob Lubbers. Or Lubers. I don't know. I always say lubbers, as in rubbers with an L, but it's I think it's pronounced lubers. So yeah, but fire hair number 1. Excuse me, I'm gonna sneeze. Okay, so some dust there. Okay, I was thinking about opening a Stackery account. My concern is how reliable they are. They're very reliable. What you do is, if you're going to set up a Stackery account, please, in like any of my videos where I talk about Stackery, use my code. Like there's a link there, and I get like a little bit of a credit. The reason I'm saying that is not so that I can make, like, I make $5 or something. It's not like, it's not for me to make money. The only reason I'm telling you to do this is there's a trick. This is the trick. If you want to use Stackery, this is the trick. So use my link, and then you'll set up an account on Stackery. Okay. Then when you do your order, you call them and say, hey, look, I know Alan, and I want the same shipping directions that he uses to ship my books. So I gave them this whole list of things on how to treat the comics so that they would be shipped properly, so that they wouldn't get mangled. Because the first couple times when they shipped it, they didn't really understand how to ship comics. Now I gave them really strict guidance in terms of how to ship it. So that's why I use my account, my affiliate link, and then you get that little extra shipping properly done. So pay for the extra packing, and then do that. You'll find that the comics arrive safely. One sec here. Somebody else asked something. I got a new comic book shout out today, an homage to my intro and all. Okay. And let me see. Anyone else I miss? Okay. Wow, awesome covers. Do you have the first appearance of Miss Fury? Yes, I do. Do you want me to grab the first appearance of Miss Fury? I can grab it if you want. Thank you for always being in a good mood. I'm always in a good mood when I'm talking about comics. I'm not always in a good mood in general, though, but I do enjoy talking about comics. Comics are fun for me, so comics put me in a good mood, I should say. If you guys want, if you bear with me for 1 second, I can just run over right there and grab my Miss Fury books. I have a couple that I can show you guys that are the first appearance of Miss Fury, and just a cool Golden Age character. Yeah, so I'm going to show those. Just give me 1 sec. Okay. I'm back. That was so I just had to run over there. I had to run over, get the comics, run back. Okay. So okay, so I'm going to show you, this is Miss Fury number 1. This is actually Miss Fury's first appearance. Okay. This is a really, I paid a lot for this book. I probably overpaid for this book. It's like my hair is bothering me. It's like, there. It's bothering me. So yeah, so this is the first appearance of Miss Fury. This book, I paid $4,000 for this book. It's a 5.5. It's the origin of Miss Fury and first appearance of Miss Fury in comics. She actually appeared earlier in the newspapers, but this is her first comic book appearance. And it's Alex Schomburg art. He made her legs look incredibly long. Like, it's just like, she has this, that's why I really liked the cover. I thought it was just like this really interesting cover. So this is Miss Fury number 1. Just a really great book. And another great Alex Schomburg cover for Miss Fury is Miss Fury number 5. So I figured I'd bring this one too. Alex Schomburg was really into the war propaganda covers. And this is, one where, you got the Japanese looking very goofy, like the typical buck teeth and glasses, and, and you got Miss Fury always like taking out like a whole bunch of guys. You got the guy in the background. He's like whipping the men in the background. I'm not sure if you can see that. I'm trying to show you that. Awesome cover. How many Miss Furies on the census? I think it's like less than 30 on the census. It's a fairly rare book. Not super rare, but fairly rare. And as I said, very pricey book. Like just, you know. So yeah, so I'm guessing around 30. You could have to look. I can look it up. If you ask me that question again, I can. If you ask it on my Wednesday video, like the video that I posted earlier today, I will definitely answer it and give you the proper census data. Okay, my daughter wants to know if you've completed your Wonder Woman series. Yes, I have. So I have the first series of Wonder Woman from 1 to 329, which is the complete run of Wonder Woman. Now, there are 4 issues in that run of Wonder Woman that are coverless copies. So I'm in the process of upgrading those 4. So there's four issues where I need to upgrade them to, or just get a cover for them. But the rest are the rest, you know, I have every book. I just, some of them are not as complete as I'd like them to be. So yeah, so that's what I'm working on. But I do have all the books in the run. So yeah, that was something that I just recently completed. I believe tomorrow's video, I show the last book in the Wonder Woman series that I needed to get the complete run. I'm pretty sure that tomorrow's video is that, where I unbox that. So you can check out tomorrow's video for that one. Yeah, so I'll probably work on Sensation. I'll probably, like, what I usually do is I pick out like a few cool books from the Sensation run or whatever run, and then I once I get all the keys, then I go for cool covers. And then once I get cool covers, I find that, oh, there's just a few more books that I need to complete the run. And then I get those. And then that's the way I usually end up doing it. My favorite Wonder Woman cover is the Execution cover. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Not a bad one. Yeah, I mean, I mean, that's a later issue. I actually kind of, I don't know why, but I really like the more Golden Age, the more, the ones where it's, you know, something about it, just that more classic style to Wonder Woman. I kind of go for. My favorite cover is actually, do I have it handy? I was actually showing a bunch of books recently. One sec here. One sec. I might have it handy. Again, bear with me. No. I have a whole bunch of books next to me. You wouldn't believe. One sec. What's this one? Oh, that's not it. Wow. Okay, so this is how I get disorganized, because I think gradually getting that. Yeah, this one. So this is my actual favorite Wonder Woman cover. Wonder Woman for President. For some reason, I really like this one. Execution cover. Yeah, the first Cheetah is super cool. Yeah, I agree. Super, she's just sort of funny. I thought she was a funny character. Yeah, the Cheetah is actually my favorite Wonder Woman character, bad guy, I guess, villain. There's some other cool ones too, but I like the Gianta as well. I think she's cool. And Wonder Woman 199 is my favorite. Yeah. So yeah, that, and what's it called? What's the one where she's tied to a bomb? I forgot what issue number that is. That's a really cool cover. That's a really cool one. I feel your pain of disorganization. Yes, it is really annoying to be so disorganized. Yeah. Yeah, I actually, the problem was I did a bunch of shows right after each other. So as a result, my room has just gotten totally messy. And like right now, like I have about $300,000 worth of slabs right next to me. It was just like a bunch of slabs right next to me that are like I have I'll show you what I mean by that. So I have all my all my Golden Age books. I have all my all these Silver Age ones, just like sitting next to me, and I haven't organized it. I have to sort it all out. So it's like I'm so disorganized right now. Do you have a favorite pulp cover? So my favorite pulp cover is the one from Weird Tales, with the Batgirl cover. That one from Brundage. That's definitely my favorite, but it's one that I can never get because it's scarce, and it's also one where it's really expensive. As a result, it's everybody else's favorite cover too. So yeah. Yeah, I do have her first appearance, Hypnota. Yeah. And there are several where she is tied to bombs and missiles. How does that even happen? Exactly. Well, part of the problem with Wonder Woman is she carries her own bondage kit with her. She has her magic lasso, and she's always, it seems like everyone always finds a way to have her tied up by her own lasso. So it's kind of funny. But yeah, she's tied to bombs or whatever a lot. Something. She's always in bondage in some way or other. That's part of the reason why I like Wonder Woman. She's like my number 2 favorite character. So definitely I like Wonder Woman. She's kind of funny. So I don't know. There's like a bunch of cool books next to me that I showed before recently. I really, after this video, I'm gonna actually go through and sort out my room because it's driving me crazy. It's in a state right now that's just, really bothers me actually. Like it's just so disorganized. I gotta put things away, make feel like Zen again back in here, because right now it's a little like I feel a little bit overwhelmed with all the books like sort of like around me right now. Like you can't see it, but I'll show you what I mean. I'm gonna lift up the camera and kind of aim it down at the floor. See all the stack, all the slabs? There's a whole bunch there, and on the other side, you can't really see it, but on the other side, it's the same thing. It just so right now I'm almost like built into this chair that I'm sitting in, like with slabs all around me. It's just like the craziest feeling where I feel like I have to have to deal with all these slabs around me. I don't want to step on them when I get up. Do you have any software to keep track of your collection? Yes, I actually use several things. I use Cover Price. I definitely recommend them. I use what's it called? Go Collect, and I use GPA, and I use what's the other one? There's another one that I use that's really good. And I use those basically to I use Cover Price mainly for tracking all the items in my collection. So far, I've data entered in only 1,000 books. So have another probably 30,000 plus to go. It's hard to keep up with it. It's really one of those things I haven't gotten the process of completing that. Every so often I say I'm going to do it, and then I do like about 50 books, and then I don't do it for a while because it's tedious. But I did do a few. Any process of getting digital frames? Not yet. That was a very good suggestion, and is something that I should do, but I haven't done it yet. I always forget, actually. That's something I've got to remember to do. But I really should photograph everything in my collection and then do the digital frames. I think that'd be awesome. So yeah. It is crazy. Like in front of me, actually, I'm covered with comics too. Like I have a big desk in front of me, and it's all covered in comics too. Do I like Batman Beyond? Yes, I have the complete run of Batman Beyond as well. Oh, hey, we were actually, so Obito, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. We were actually talking about you in yesterday's video where we were recommending people check out your channel and subscribe to you. I haven't actually done that myself. I will check out your channel and subscribe to you. So watch for my subscription, I guess. So I heard that your channel is good. So I definitely will do that. So yeah, so that's another thing that everybody in the chat subscribe to each other because we gotta build this community. If there's anything else you guys want to see, which doesn't require me like killing myself climbing over comics, I will definitely show it to you. So you can, whatever comic you can think of, I can probably pull out somehow. So anyone have any questions? This is your chance to ask me. I was feeling guilty about the earlier video today where it was like very short, where I barely answered the questions. And I just wanted to do a second video today where I give a full answer to people's questions. So if you have any questions, now is the time to ask. If not, I'll probably end the stream. So I just got a notification there. Okay. So yeah, so what else? Yeah, so that's it. Thanks, it means a lot. I just tell people to pronounce my name however they like to. yeah, it is. Is that actually your real name, Obito? Or is that just your channel name that you came up with? I'm curious about why the name. That'd be your YouTuber guilt. Yeah, see, I feel guilty if I don't put out a video, if I don't give you guys the best video that I can. Your recommendation on a pre-code horror books. Okay, so pre-code horror books, I'd recommend the following titles. Mr. Mystery. I would recommend Ghost Comics. I'd recommend Witch's Tales. They're affordable and they're really underpriced. Do I have one? Oh, and Black Cat Mysteries, another one. Definitely recommend. And I would recommend here's a trick with, this is a funny trick. There are some pre-code horror books that are not pre-code horror books that are, they should be pre-code horror though. I'll give you an example. Right behind me, can you see? I'm not sure if you guys can see it. Right there, I'm pointing to it on my screen. You guys are like, what is he doing? There's one that's called Crime Does Not Pay. And it basically has pre-code horror elements to it in terms of like, it's like kind of crazy things happening. But there's a bunch of them like Crime Doesn't Pay, there's a bunch where it's like these kind of crime related books that have really cool pre-code horror covers that are actually very affordable because people are chasing after the pre-code horror stuff and ignoring some of these great crime ones that have also great covers. So definitely ones to check out. One sec here, I'm gonna hide the current one. Okay, any Fazetta covers? Yeah, actually. So you're probably wondering what this is. This is not a great Fazetta cover, but it is a Fazetta cover, I think. I'm guessing this is a Fazetta cover. So this is Tally Ho Comics. This is actually the very first time that Fazetta ever did artwork commercially. So he did the interiors for this book. However, he did create the character of this little snowman dude, this guy. And it's believed that he did the artwork for this little snowman. Okay? So Fazetta we kind of associate with like more the Vampirella or some kind of like classic books. I don't know, like, the sort of like Conan the Barbarian style stuff. but he did this little snowman, and this was his very first published work. So yeah, so this is Tally Ho Comics. It's not numbered, it's just Tally Ho Comics. But yeah, so that's Frazetta. I do have other Frazetta stuff. I have like the Vampirella stuff that he did. I have like a whole bunch of Frazetta covers. I don't have any of the ones from Famous Funnies though, so which is I could have gotten those so cheaply too. It's just sad. Do I collect Jingle Jangle? George Carlson comics. No, I know Jingle Jangle. I think do I actually have a Jingle Jangle? I think I might have one copy of a Jingle Jangle, tell you the truth. But I don't necessarily go out and collect them. It's just not the stuff that I collect. I'm more interested in the Good Girl art stuff. But I've actually heard, I think it was Night Tiger that was telling me that Jingle Jangle is actually a pretty cool comic. It's been my in real life nickname for 7 years. Oh wow. Okay, so yeah, so so that's funny. Obito. Okay, that's kind of cool. And do you have the first appearance of Wonder Girl, aka Diana Troy? Yes, I do. Donna Troy. So that is in Brave and the Bold, I believe. Is it Brave and the Bold? I want to say Brave and the Bold. You can correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure it's Brave and the Bold. So yeah. Yeah, I do have it. I just don't know where it is handy. Famous Funnies 214 is my favorite Frazetta. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the one where it's the underwater one with the tentacly thing. I'm pretty sure if that's the one. I like that one the most. It's like almost looks like, you know, like a monster and like tentacle monster holding the girl. I like that one underwater cover. I think that's 214. Or is that 215? I don't know. Yeah, but some of those covers are pretty cool. I don't have any of them though. And hey, the Comic Vet. He was on my channel. You can check out his interview. Another great Canadian channel. So yeah, go Canada. Is there such thing as a bad girl cover? Yes, yes there is. So a lot of the time when we associate bad girl covers, it's more of a modern thing where it's in the 90s, where you think of things like Lady Death, Vampirella. Those kind of characters are kind of known as the bad girls because they're kind of like good, like they're women who are a little bit, you know, very overly sexualized and usually a little naughty. Like, you know, like if you look at Vampirella, she could kill you at one moment or love you the next. Whereas the good girls are more innocent, more demure. So that's the difference in a way between a lot of the bad girl covers compared to the good girls. So the bad girls would be kind of more these femme fatale kind of like girls. Okay, so Frazetta Buck Rogers covers are great. I love the Red Planet cover. I'm trying to think of that cover. Yeah, I mean, I actually have a few of those. I actually don't know where they are, but I do have a couple of those. SOTI / comic book burnings here in the US in the 50s, anything like that there in Canada? Yes, we had them as well. The thing is, like, Canada will do a lot of the same things as the US, but maybe not as intensely, I guess would be the way to say it. We're not, Canadians are much more laid back in terms of things. Like Americans will, you know, burn whatever and do it, you know, do this crazy stuff. We'll do it on a much smaller scale. Like, you know, in America, they'll have this big bonfire. In Canada, maybe we'll have like a little pile. Like that'll be, you know, it's just a different level. It's just like it wasn't as zealously, you know, happening in Canada compared to the US, but it did happen where we had book burnings. And people were fanatical about the fact that, oh, comics are ruining the minds of kids. And, you know, that's one thing that does happen in Canada. They get overly sensitive about things like that. And then they want to crack down on it. So yeah, definitely we have that kind of stuff happen here. Yeah, another good one is Lady Rawhide. Yeah, she actually appeared in Zorro #3, I believe, is her first appearance, and that's a really great cover. Actually, I like that cover. Another one would be Witchblade, would be another one. There's like a whole bunch of these bad girls. Like when I first started really collecting, I went after all the bad girls. Like I really enjoyed the bad girl covers in comics. Yes, it's Brave and the Bold 60. I knew it was like 60. I was just double checking. I wanted to say the right thing and not be a total goof. Do you have the first appearance of Wonder Woman Ice Theme villain Blue Snowman? Sensation Comics 59. No, I don't have that. I can tell you right now. I think I've actually seen it, but I don't have it. Yeah, I don't necessarily have every book comic that has ever been, so I definitely know that one though. Yeah, we only slightly singed the comics. Yeah, we just like lightly burn them. You know, we're not insane. Americans are much more insane than Canadians. Why would you destroy it? I just paid like 10 cents for that. Why would you? Why would I burn it? Okay. So yeah, yeah, it was different though. There was another thing that kind of sets Canada and the US apart on the whole comics thing as well. During the war, there was a whole restriction between Canada and the United States, where Canada, we couldn't import American comics. So we had the Canadian whites at that time where we wouldn't have American comics. So that kind of made things a little different as well. And so when actually those restrictions got lifted, and that was corresponded to that time period where, you know, the US was going crazy about comics, a lot of people still wanted those comics in Canada. So a little different mindset. Like we were like so eager to get those American comics back that maybe the mindset was a little different as well. So maybe that's why we didn't go as crazy in Canada about the book burnings and stuff. But yeah, it's just a different attitude. Canadians are much more laid back in general. Like that's kind of the way we are. So yeah, I don't know what to say about that. So yeah. So any other questions? Okay, so yeah, so those are some of the things. Let me see if I can find that Brave and the Bold. I'm just trying to think of where would it be. No. I have the dumbest system ever. It's just like the most annoying system. So, okay, just so you know, yeah, so it's like all my boxes are here, but the way I labeled them, it's hard to read the what's inside the boxes. It's just like a little label that says. So it's like really hard to figure out what box has what. I do have a Canadian white handy if you want to see one. I'll grab it. Just give me a sec. Oh. Okay, so I'm going to show you quickly what an example of a Canadian white. And this is one of my favorite covers too, actually. This is Wiz Comics. So what they would do is they would get the distribution rights in Canada, and they would recreate the comic in Canada. So often these Canadian whites, even though this is like a Wiz comic, they would have different covers than the American versions. So this is like one of the few kind of good girl art covers for Wiz Comics. And I just think it's a really fun cover. And then you'd get different ads on the back too. So these are Canadian ads. So you know, like I always joke about this because it's just so funny. The American one is like, you know, you see like a whole bunch of soldiers and like if you order the thing, you get 100 soldiers or something like that, right? Well, in the Canadian version, we always do things a little bit less. Like you get like so much less. With it, you get one car and one tank. That's it. It's just like you get the lamest thing. So, but the Canadian whites, you can see just from the back, even like they were no, there was like no. The reason they were called Canadian whites is like this black and white paper, okay, and then like a little bit of color, not much color on the front. That's why they were considered Canadian whites, because they were black and white comics. And there's really not much to them. The paper is like super thin, almost like tissue paper. It's about the same quality as tissue paper, like 1-ply tissue paper at that, very thin tissue paper comics. And they're just, it's amazing that any of these survived. So this one, for example, there's only one of these on the census. It is just an incredibly rare book. It's my favorite of the Canadian whites, actually, because I just like the girls in the bikini. I think that's awesome. So, but yeah, this is from Double A Comics, which is Anglo-American press. So yeah, so that's my Canadian white. So yeah, so anything else anyone wants to ask? You can ask me now, and if not, I will end the stream. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So that I've heard, like, actually, my friend Steve Gentner, he bought one of those toy soldier sets in the back, and they're literally paper thin. They're really pathetic. Yeah. So, but it's kind of funny that he bought them, and they were really crappy. They, a little, like, even the lightest amount of wind would knock them over. They don't even stand up, probably. Tons of comics were destroyed, Candlestick. Also, World War II had a big effect on the Golden Age population. So the big thing that people don't realize is the paper drives really killed a lot of the comics. At the time, like during the early 40s, people didn't really see comics the way we see them today, where we see them as a collectible. At the time, they really saw them as you read them and then throw it away. And when but some people did save their comics, like, they would keep them. But when there was the paper drives for the war effort, a lot of those comics got destroyed because people felt like they had to, do an effort of whatever they could to help in the war effort. Do you have a top 5 regret selling list? So I'll give you my top 5 regret selling list. So I sold my Sandman collection. That was, I'm still sad about that. That's like, I had the complete collection of Sandman, all in high grade, basically near mint plus level. So I sold that collection. And I sold it for like $600 for the whole complete Sandman collection. And then another one that I regret is Amazing Spider-Man 300. I sold that. I regret selling a really weird one. I Lucifer. I had a signed copy of that. It's a really rare book. I didn't realize at the time how rare it was, so I sold it really cheap. And then there's a few other books, like I sold the first Gambit. There's a bunch of books that I sold. I bought most of these books back. My Sandman collection is still not complete, but yeah, so those would be the ones that would be on that list where I regret selling them. Yeah. Did I ever buy a Frazetta painting? No. Would you ever buy a Frazetta painting? No, not for the reason that you might think. I'd love to have a Frazetta painting, actually. But Frazetta paintings go for like hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars. So very expensive. So World War II did destroy some of the comics, yes. As I said, the paper drives of World War II really did, like, even more so maybe than the book burnings, because it was just, it was just the thing to do. Like, you'd see kids back in the 40s. You'd see kids with their little wagons filled with comics, all sent to recycling, because they were desperate to get paper. So it was really sad, but that's the truth of it all. I regret selling my mile high grade X-Men 1. Sorry, yeah. Yeah, that'd be a sad thing to sell. Like, yeah, I'd love to have a high grade X-Men 1. That'd be really nice. But yeah, so yeah, but the thing is, sometimes when you sell things, you can use that money to buy other things. If in a way, if I didn't have such a bad experience with selling, like the books that I sold, I regret because they were great books. Yeah, so I Lucifer is Poison Elves. Goodness, you're right. That's what it is. That's what it's famous for. I had the artist signed my copy, so I picked it up for $1, a signed copy, and I sold it for $25. So I was like, I made 25 times my money. So I was happy at the time. I thought it was big money. Now it probably goes for a lot more. So yeah. Sell to pay for dog surgery. FF number 1. Ouch. Sometimes you gotta let those pets die. I'm joking. I'm joking. Actually, that story, that idea of paying for dog surgery and you lose a great big book, reminds me of my aunt. My aunt, she had a cat. Okay. And this cat was like self-destructing cat. I don't know what this cat was doing, but it had ran out into the street and got hit by a car. So they rushed it to the vet, and the vet said, yeah, we can save the cat. It's $6,000. So they paid $6,000 to save this stupid cat. It was kind of mangled afterwards. It had like 3 legs, had 1 eye and stuff. It was really rough afterwards. And then, so then the next day though, like maybe like 1 or 2 days later, like once they got it home and it was supposedly recovered, it ran back out into the street and got hit and killed. So basically they got an extra week out of this whole cat experience of spending all that money. And probably the cat was not happy during that week anyways. So yeah, sometimes it's not really worth it. I feel bad because I you love your pets and all that kind of stuff, but sometimes you can be a bit of a waste of money. Sadly so. Sound like such a jerk. All these cat lovers and dog lovers will be like, "Oh, you're such a jerk." But yeah, I do have sympathy. I love my cats, so but I they can be really expensive to save those animals, and you don't really get much more out of those cats or dogs, sadly. But it sure speaks volumes to your aunt. And yeah, she was really trying to protect the poor cat. But yeah, sadly the cat, I don't know, like the cat it was a good cat actually. It was a really nice cat. It just really dumb cat. It just wanted to self-destruct for some reason. Yeah. Good night, Candlestick. Yeah. So if I didn't miss him already, but so yeah. So I'll probably end the stream here. So I really do appreciate everyone for coming out and watching me babble about comics like I always do. And if you haven't already, subscribe to this channel and subscribe to the people who are watching this stream. And also subscribe to Pop Walks. And I'm trying to get him to 1,000 subscribers. I try to fix myself, pets myself when they get hurt. Yeah. I've done that a few times where I kind of put like, little braces on them, like where they break their bones or something, like, you set their bones or something like that. About to head out for a work meeting. Bye, Ozzy. I'm glad you came. And Jerry, thanks for coming as well. And good night, Big B. Thanks for everyone again for coming to this live stream. And thanks again. That's all. Bye for now, everyone. See you tomorrow, or see you in the next video.